Hello, we are Stephen and Natalie, and we have regression testing. We're group 13 for software testing class this semester.
So regression testing is simply a testing program that ensures new code changes don't have side effects on the existing functionality of a product. Basically, regression means to retest those parts of the application that remain unchanged. It just makes sure that the old code still works properly and as expected once the new code has been added.
So regression testing is important because whenever part of the code is altered, it invites more issues. So it's important to do regression testing to ensure that the old code still works and works smoothly with the new code.
How does regression testing work? So first you'd have to debug the entire code just to find the issues and problems within the code. And once the required changes are made to fix those issues, then you can begin regression testing. You would select relevant test cases from the test suite that covers both the modified and affected parts of the code. The following techniques can help carry out regression testing. The first one is retest all, which is a method where you would just retest all of the test cases in your test suite. This method takes a lot of time and a lot of resources because you have to cover every single test case. The next one is regression test selection. This is a method where you would select test cases and execute them to see if the modified code affects the application. These test cases can be split into two groups: reusable test cases, which could be used in other regression tests, and obsolete test cases, which can't be used again. The next one is prioritization of test cases. This is simply just test cases that are selected based on priority. So these would be test cases that depend on the critical and functional impacts of the product. The last one is hybrid. This is a combination of later two. Basically, you would select only the test cases which are re-executed depending on their priority.
Some advantages to regression testing is the quality of the overall product is improved. It ensures that bug fixes and improvements don't change the functionality of the product. Automation tools can be used. It ensures that problems that are corrected don't come up again. It's easy to learn and easy to use and can serve as a risk mitigation strategy. However, some disadvantages are it may require complex test cases, may need to be utilized after every change. If automation is not utilized, it will be time-consuming and tedious work. It also has to be done for small changes only, but you have to be worried that it may cause problems for the functionality of the product.
This is an example test that I found, and it says, suppose you're a software development firm and the client has assigned you the project to develop an application for image and video editing. With the primary requirements, you create the first build with core features. Once done, you conduct research or regression testing with 1,000 test cases to ensure that the app works correctly. After the app passes the regression test, you send the copies to the client for feedback. The client is happy with the first build but wants some extra features. So you develop those features and add them to the existing app. But with the addition of the new codes, you'll be required to conduct regression testing again. Hence, you write 100 new test cases and verify the functionality of the app. But along with that, you have to run the 1,000 old test cases already conducted to ensure essential functions haven't been affected. So you can see that regression testing is super time consuming.
The life cycle cases where the regression testing is used is just about every phase. As changes are made to the code, they need to be tested, as well as the old code needs to be tested for functionality. Also, as test cases are developed, regression testing can be utilized to decrease the amount of overlap within test suite.
The quality assurance team is the team that's responsible for carrying out the regression testing, and that is their main role.
So some previous testing techniques requires functional program, a test suite to confirm that code is functional, and then changes that may affect the working code must also be tested. So after there is a change, then you need to update the old test suite and then ensure that all the code functions properly.
And these are our citations, and on every slide you can find links to the ones that we used to find our information.
Thank you.